He wasn't knocking. He was trying to punch the door off its hinges at 8:47 a.m., screaming my name like I'd stolen his oxygen. Behind me, my 6-year-old clutched her stuffed narwhal and the birthday card she'd colored for Grandma and Papa 3 weeks early. But doors don't explode without warning. They splinter slowly, one ignored text, one lie, one forged signature at a time. Hi, I'm Ivy. If you're here, drop your city in the comments so I know I'm not screaming into the void alone. I've always been the good one. The kid who paid the electric bill when Dad forgot, who Venmo'd rent money when Mom swore the check was in the mail. I told myself it was love. Really, it was training. Lower the bar, swallow the hurt, keep the peace. I live in a little weathered cottage 2 blocks from the Oregon dunes. Salt air sneaks through the cracks and every room smells faintly of crayons and coffee. It's small, but it's ours, just me and Luna, my daughter, who still believes people keep promises if you draw them nicely enough. It started with a single message the week before Luna's 7th birthday. Hey honey, money's super tight. We're gonna have to miss the party this year. Next time, promise. No emoji. No sorry. Just a digital shrug. I stared at those words while Luna asked if Grandma liked chocolate or vanilla better for the cake. I smiled so hard my cheeks shook and said, we'll make both. Birthday morning came gray and windy. I blew up 12 balloons with my own lungs, baked a lopsided unicorn cake, and invited 3 kids from her class. Luna wore the sparkly cape she'd begged for since summer. She kept glancing at the door anyway. At 4 p.m. she finally asked, "They're just late, right, Mommy?" I lied and said traffic was bad. She nodded, blew out her candle, and wished for something she wouldn't tell me. I found the paper later. I wish they loved me the same. Christmas was worse. She woke at 5, clutching a watercolor of our family she'd given. Grandma purple hair and Papa a superhero cape. We waited. 10 o'clock. Noon. 2. Nothing. I made hot chocolate, put on carols, refreshed my phone until the screen burned my thumb. At 3, Luna fell asleep on the rug, painting still in her fist. That's when I opened Instagram. Mistake. There they were, my parents, my sister Claire, her 3 kids drowning in wrapping paper under a 12-foot tree that cost more than my rent. Mom's caption, nothing better than spoiling our favorite grands. The word R was a knife with glitter on the handle. Luna woke up, saw the photo, and went very still. They have a different family now, she said, voice tiny. I closed the laptop before I threw it. That night I opened my banking app and stared at the auto payments I'd set up years ago. Their cell phones, their car insurance, their Netflix, their storage unit. A museum of my resentment. One by one, I canceled every single transfer. It took 7 minutes. I slept better than I had in a decade. The explosion came 3 days later. Dad, Mom, Aunt Renee, and Cousin Britt pounded on my door like I owed them blood. Dad's face was purple. You cut everything off. The phones are dead. How are we supposed to survive? I opened the door 6 inches. Luna stood behind my legs like a shadow. Survive. I repeated. Funny word choice. Then I handed him the stack I'd printed at 2 a.m., a $9,400 personal loan taken out in MY name, MY social security number, their address. Forged signature. His handwriting. Approved 6 months ago while I was working double shifts to buy Luna new boots. The hallway went dead quiet. Even the seagulls outside shut up. Mom started crying the ugly way. Aunt Renee whispered, Jesus. Dad tried bluffing. That was an emergency. You were always so stable until Luna stepped forward. You stole from my mom, she said, clear as bells. And you didn't even come to my birthday. Dad looked at his shoes. For the first time in my life, he had nothing to say. I smiled, small and sharp. Police reports already filed. Identity theft carries weight in Oregon. We'll let the detectives sort the rest. His mouth opened, closed. Mom reached for me. I stepped back. Luna took my hand. Close the door, baby, I told her. She did. The lock clicked like a heartbeat. They never came back. Cousins unfollowed. Flying monkeys texted Bible verses about forgiveness. I didn't reply. Claire showed up once with coffee and said, Dad tried the same thing with me in 2021. I just didn't have proof. We drank in silence, then hugged like soldiers after war. Spring rolled in with cherry blossoms and a new routine: Saturday pancakes, library story time, Luna's art on every wall. My boss gave me a promotion I actually earned. We bought a second-hand kayak and named her Freedom. One night Luna hung a new ornament on our tiny tree, a glass narwhal that caught the light like hope. She looked up at me, eyes shining. "It's prettier when it's just us, isn't it?" "Yeah, baby. It really is." Family isn't DNA. It's who shows up when the balloons never arrive. Sometimes the strongest thing you'll ever do is change the locks on your door and on your heart. If you've ever had to choose your kid over your parents, drop your story below. You're not the villain. You're the hero they never expected.